Anyone passing through the Center for Applied Marine Studies on Tuesday may have had the initial impression that something was amiss, as several uniformed officers from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force could be seen browsing through the bushes as if looking for something or someone. But upon investigation, passers-by would have learned that the officers were going through training exercises. As Walter Barrett reports, on Tuesday, officers were being trained in crime scene investigation.
Several members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force were on the greens at the Center for Marine Applied Studies during the course of the week as they underwent a series of training exercises geared toward improving the officers' skills in a variety of areas. At the helm of the training exercises is former member of the Scotland Yard, David Winter, a consultant crime skills trainer who explained he is currently employed by the Rvipf to help raise the bar of CSI techniques locally. Winter walked us through what the officers were doing on Tuesday when we met them at the centre, which was a part of a 6-month program for the entire police force.
This morning we've gone through the theory of scene attendance, which is the first responder to a serious crime. And the college have been good enough to let us use some of their outbuildings as well. So what the officers here have done, we've got a mock scenario of somebody, or a scene where somebody's been injured inside the house, and the officers have discussed how they should approach it. Obviously preservation of life being the priority, but also at the same time as conducting things like first aid, going to the aid of the victim, they're also looking to preserve the scene for forensic examination, to identify witnesses and things like this. So this is just a practical, slow time walk through a scenario to give the officers opportunity to have a look round a scene and to think about how they can best approach it and the actions they should take. The whole training lasts until July. Basically all the uniformed sergeants and constables in the force and all the detective sergeants and constables receiving 3 weeks training, and then the supervisors come back for a further week's training just to deal with the issues specific to supervising crime investigation.
Sergeant Selwyn Rock, who is also a part of the course, talked about the purpose of the training, which includes real-life scenarios that prepare the officers for life and work after the course. Sergeant Rock talked about what the Rvipf hopes to accomplish at the end of the sessions.
The main focus of this exercise is to have everybody operating at the same set standard to improve the service and the professionalism that we take out to the community at large in terms of policing the territory of the Virgin Islands. Most of the officers that have undergone the training so far have been very enthused with the training. They've been happy for it. They've been very participative in the whole exercise. It's a very interactive type of training, a lot of practicals and stuff like that, situations and stuff like that. And they've received it well. A lot of them have commented that they've actually improved, and even though there's some stuff that they would have known, they may not have been practicing them as often as they were supposed to, but now they're back up to scratch.
Regarding just how the training will benefit the officers when they are back on the field, Sergeant Rock explained that every officer will be aware of the steps to take when approaching the scene of a crime, which will help in eventually having the particular crime solved.
A lot of it focuses on what they do when they get to the scene of a crime, the steps that they take, and it's a set standard. So every officer, once they've been through the training, would be aware of the steps to take and be able to implement them in terms of preserving scenes, gathering evidence, and that sort of thing, so that the scenes of crime persons and the investigators themselves would have the best possible chance of solving or getting evidence to help them solve the particular crime that was committed.
Consultant David Winter said that at the end of the 6-month course, it is up to the Rvipf as to whether or not they retain his services for future or ongoing training sessions. However, he said that for now, the focus is on ensuring that the officers are exposed to the best techniques possible so they can effectively and efficiently execute the work they have to do in the community. For JTV News, this is Walter Barrett.